I can see right through him, like,
he wasn't that type
this
of
is,
person.
yeah, I'm like, so, you know, I ain't really got a problem with the kid. But it's like, I don't wish jail on nobody. Like, not even my worst enemy, so. Hope he get out, you know what I'm saying, and be safe in there.
Lil Durk is charged in a for hire plot.
Lil Durk's real name is Dirk Bank, and he is from Chicago. This is his mugshot from Florida, where he was arrested last night and is being held without bond.
Dirk had like run-ins with the law from what, 2012, 11, all the way up until maybe like 15 or something like that. Like, he was.
Slick Baby just got jumped in jail, and the timing couldn't be worse. Fresh off the biggest Ryko takedown the LA scene has seen in a minute, Bricc is now being labeled a full-blown snitch, and not just by the feds. The streets, his gang, the Yeats, blogs, and even the people he once called family are all pointing fingers. Word is, Bricc allegedly told on Lil Durk, and now Durk is sitting in a jail cell as well. How will this saga pan out? Stay tuned, we've got all the juicy details lined up for you. On March 19th, 2025, the feds launched what they called Operation Drawdown, a major hit on the rolling 60s neighborhood Crips in Los Angeles. 10 alleged members were arrested, including one name that made headlines across the culture, Bricc Baby.
Mr. Henley and several other individuals linked to him and his criminal enterprise were charged in a criminal complaint with federal and conspiracy. Mr. Henley is a fugitive, and he is currently wanted by federal law enforcement.
He wasn't just picked up on some minor charge. Authorities hit the crew with serious allegations: trafficking, firearms offenses, and conspiracy. Basically, RICO. And if you know what happened to Young Thug's crew, then you already know the feds don't play once they pull out the RICO card. See, what started as a whisper just turned into straight-up chaos. Apparently, Bricc did Lil Durk dirty by singing like a canary to the feds, leading to Durk's arrest. Now, Durk is facing federal for hire charges tied to the death of Quando Rondo's cousin, Lil Pab. Crazy, right? And it gets even messier. Right after his arrest, reports say Bricc got jumped inside the jail. Some say it was personal, others say it was political. On top of all that, according to whispers inside the system, it wasn't just random inmates, but his own people. Allegedly rolling 60s members who weren't feeling the snitch energy around his name.
Oh man, you already know, they on there. It's a whole bunch of rumors flying around. They said you got hit up in there, all type of shit.
Man, I'm that guy, dude. Like, not like that though, bro, but you know what I mean? Unfortunately, this where I grew up at, gang, so this like second nature to a nigga, but it's all gravy.
Well, this didn't just spring out of nowhere. The No Jumper LA page even hinted something went down after Bricc was booked. People started connecting the dots, saying his past interviews, court documents, and connections to the Lil Durk situation might have finally caught up to him.
9 times out of 10, that means that they hit Bricc like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, they got the left here. Because he was here last night, that's the only place to get him. You know what I'm saying? He was probably at the crib sleep, because that's how they get you for.
Now, we got Bricc Baby behind bars, allegedly snitching. Durk locked up looking betrayed, and the entire internet watching this slow-motion explosion unfold. At this point, Brick's street rep is in the dirt. The man's getting treated like a liability on all sides, and we haven't even gotten to Durk's part yet. Let's get into why everybody's calling Bricc Baby a snitch. This ain't no random rumor. It started getting loud after he allegedly gave up Quando Rondo's location, a move that ended with the death of Lil Pab, Quando's close homie. And guess who the feds say was behind that hit? Lil Durk and his camp. According to court documents, Bricc didn't just name drop, he broke it all the way down. He allegedly told prosecutors that the hit on Lil Pab was retaliation for King Von's death back in 2020. That's a big deal, because for years fans kept saying, "Slide for Von," but no one thought it actually happened.
Rapper Quando Rondo's cousin, who was killed in 2022, investigators believe it was retaliation for the earlier of Chicago rapper King Von.
Then Whack 100 came through and added fuel to the fire. He said on Vlad TV that the gun charge against Bricc Baby was never about the gun. He claimed it was just a setup to get Brick's phone, which allegedly had evidence connecting Durk to the Quando hit.
We're under the presumption that it's an AK-47 case. But what really happened was they came there to get his cell phone. In the process of him doing the search, they come across the AK-47.
And here's what made people really suspicious. That gun case never even went to trial. It got dismissed quick, like, too quick. That's when people started saying, something is definitely off. You don't just get a gun charge dropped when you're already a felon unless you're giving the feds something bigger. And in this case, that bigger was Lil Durk. Now let's talk about Brick's mouth, because that might have been his worst enemy. He went on a public platform and said something that had everybody's jaw on the floor. I guess you can't say he didn't slide for Vaughn.
Yeah. They say you can't say that no more.
Why? Oh, yeah, because of... Wait, no. Like,
They
who died?
say you can't say that no more.
Oh, because of FBG Cash? Or who?
That line right there. That wasn't just a quote, that was a confirmation. That was Bricc Baby. Pretty much telling the world that F had a hand in Lil Pab's death. And you know the fans were not having it. People started calling him Snitch Baby all over social media. It wasn't even subtle, they dragged him for dry snitching on camera like it was a joke or a rap bar. But this ain't no mixtape, it's real charges. Then came the court documents. The Fed said there was a co-conspirator 4 who gave up Quando Rondo's location. And everybody instantly said the same name, Bricc Baby. But as you may expect, Bricc firmly denied being co-conspirator 4. When he got pressed about it, he tried to play it off, saying his relationship with Quando was personal, not tied to the gang stuff. He claimed he wasn't involved and that folks had it twisted.
I mean, nah. You know what I mean? Like, I know it looks... I wouldn't be right here doing all this first and foremost if I was co-conspirator number 4.
But let's keep it real, the timing was too perfect. The quote was too specific and the feds were clearly building something long before the RICO hit. So whether Bricc meant to or not, he played a part in the case. And now, it's not just the internet calling him out, it's the streets, the gangs, and the prison system too. Things got real when the feds finally moved in on Lil Durk. U.S. Marshals snatched him up in Florida and sent him straight to the Broward County Correctional Facility. No bond, no time to prepare, just straight into a cell. This wasn't just a regular arrest either. Durk is now facing federal for hire charges tied to the 2022 ambush that left Lil Pop dead. And who's at the center of the case? The same guy who's been doing all that loud-talking Bricc Baby. According to the indictment, the feds believe he placed a bounty on Quando Rondo, but instead of hitting Quando, they ended up killing his cousin. And that's when the prosecutors made their move. They started painting a picture that Durk's label, Only the Family, isn't just about music. They're calling it a hybrid criminal enterprise, basically saying it's both a record label.
Prosecutors say the plot was revenge for the murder of another Chicago rapper in 2020. The shooting that happened outside a popular LA shopping mall missed the alleged target, but killed his cousin. If he is convicted, Durk could spend the rest of his life in prison.
Prison things got worse when Durk's nonprofit Neighborhood Heroes got shut down by city officials. They revoked his key to the city talk about a fall from grace, going from respected rapper and activist to being branded as a gang boss in less than a year. On top of all that, folks are wondering if the feds are going to start using Durk's lyrics and interviews in the courtroom, just like they're doing in Young Thug's YSL case. The indictment is thick, and with all the attention on F. Bricc, snitching might have been the piece the feds needed to make everything stick. Now let's talk about how Lil Durk responded to all this betrayal, because best believe he's pissed. Sources close to Durk say he's been quiet, but his silence is loud. People around him are saying that he feels backstabbed not just by Bricc, but by some folks in his own camp who might have let this happen. Apparently, Durk has been sending messages through his inner circle, letting it be known that Bricc Baby broke the code. And when you're in the streets, that's the one thing you're never supposed to do. Once you snitch, it's over. No second chances, no explanations. He's also been cutting people off. Anybody even loosely connected to Bricc is getting ghosted. Word is Brick's name is blacklisted now. Nobody's touching him. Nobody wants to be associated. Even some of the OGs are weighing in. People from Chicago, LA, and Atlanta have started calling Durk a casualty of loyalty, saying he put trust in the wrong people, and now his whole movement is under attack. What hurts even more is that Durk actually looked out for a lot of folks, including Jam, which we're about to get into next. But in Brick's case, Durk reportedly said that Bricc knew better, but just didn't care. This wasn't just betrayal, it was betrayal from someone who used to call him brother.
Go through the paperwork. It says that the location where Quando Rondo and his crew were staying in LA was provided by co-conspirator 4.
Just when you thought the situation couldn't get worse, enter Jam. While everyone was focused on Bricc Baby, the feds had another piece in play this whole time, and this one hurt even more because Jam was considered family. He got out of prison in 2022 after serving 12 years for attempted murder. Durk welcomed him back with open arms, gave him gifts, cars, money, basically showed him love. People even remember Durk shouting him out in interviews, saying that he was someone who held it down.
OTF Jam.
That was wired.
Very ironic name.
Jam
now
got
you
him
put
in a
everyone
jam.
in a jam.
Did 12 years.
12
got
years.
out, interviewed, said he kept it real, brought him cars, gave him $50,000.
Right.
But behind the scenes, Jam was allegedly working with the feds, wearing a wire and recording conversations for years. Reports say he secretly helped connect Durk to the hit on El Pab, just like Bricc Baby allegedly did. Whack 100 spoke on this too, saying that while Bright might have opened the door, Jam helped the feds walk through it. And when fans saw footage of Jam eating McDonald's in what looked like an interrogation room, they started clowning, saying, yep, he folded over a Big Mac.
Jam did 12 years for attempted back, I guess around 2010. He got out in 2022, right around the same time of the Quando situation. And he allegedly had been wearing a wire for the last 2 years.
Some fans even joked he hid the wire in his big forehead, while others were more realistic, saying modern feds don't need wires anymore. They hand out voice recorders, tiny devices, and even use phones as mics. But jokes aside, this was serious because this wasn't straight up snitching. This was someone from the inside. Someone Durk had trusted. And once that wire evidence came into play, the feds had years of audio to use in court. It's betrayal on all fronts, first Bricc Baby, now Jam, and the worst part? Nobody saw it coming. The internet didn't waste a second. As soon as Brick's arrest and snitching rumors dropped, social media exploded. Twitter was flooded with memes, quotes, and side-by-side screenshots of Brick's old interviews next to the RICO paperwork. One of the most viral tweets was a side-by-side image of Bricc in a podcast chair saying, "Slid for Vaughn," and the next image showing Durk's mugshot with the caption, "And this is why you shut the hell up." Reddit threads went crazy with fans breaking down who co-conspirator 4 had to be. Most agreed Bricc Baby lined up with everything from the timing to the public statements. It just made sense. Even some industry folks started picking sides. A few underground rappers distanced themselves from Bricc completely, while others said, they always knew he talked too much. One fan even joked that Bricc Baby got himself canceled before the feds did, just by running his mouth on the internet. But others were more serious, saying this situation proves the streets don't play about loyalty. Then came the discussion around a crew with 2 confirmed rats, Bricc and Jam. The narrative shifted. People started questioning whether the whole crew was falling apart from the inside. Here's where the story starts looking a lot bigger than just Bricc Baby and Lil Durk. The feds aren't just focused on individuals anymore. They're looking at the whole structure, trying to prove it's a criminal enterprise just like they're doing with YSL in Atlanta. And they're not playing fair. They're digging through years of interviews, Instagram lives, lyrics, Reddit theories, and even music videos. Anything that looks like a threat, a confession, or a connection is being documented. This RICO case isn't just a bust, it's a message. The feds are trying to show that hip-hop affiliations and street beefs won't be protected by fame. And if you're a rapper moving like a gangster, they're going to come for you like you're a gangster first, not an artist.
Make our community safer and rid our streets of these criminal street gangs, including ones operated by violent felons like Mr. Henley, who are posing as savvy businessmen and community leaders, but in the end are criminal.
Now, F is under the microscope. Prosecutors are already saying they've got financial records, credit card receipts, and internal communications tying multiple members to this for-hire plot. And the crazy part? All of this stems from what happened the night King Von died. One death triggered a domino effect retaliation, ambush, another murder, and now, multiple arrests. With all these pieces falling into place, Bricc Baby's betrayal might have been the nail in the coffin that helped the feds prove their entire theory. At this point, what started as internet rumors has turned into a full-blown war zone, and the damage is deep. Bricc Baby is behind bars, bruised and boxed in. His name carries weight, but now it's for all the wrong reasons, from rolling 60s to F, he's being iced out, cut off, and called everything but solid. Meanwhile, Lil Durk is locked up with no bail, dealing with betrayal from not one, but two people who were once right beside him. F Jam wore a wire, and Bricc Baby ran his mouth. Now, the whole empire is shaking. The streets don't forget. And in this game, once you break the code, you don't get welcomed back ever. If you're still locked in with us, drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Bricc Baby really snitched? Is Lil Durk done for, or do you think there's more to this than we're being told? Also, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any new developments.